Of course, Iran doesn't play by the rules in these countries. It does intimidate, it kills, it assassinates, it bribes, it provides weapons, finances, and so forth. But at the same time, they do put themselves forward as partners, whether it's Western-aligned groups like the Kurds or Arab Sunnis. At the end of the day, these groups depend on support in a highly regionalized proxy environment in order to survive. I think it's a travesty that post-Kirkuk, the US's foremost allies in the region, historic allies, the Kurds, the Peshmerga, now truly depend on Iran for survival, one could say. So the strategy has shifted dramatically post-Kirkuk, post the referendum, whereby they're now looking towards Tehran just to salvage what they have left.
So second question, we'll go Lori here, and we'll get to you, sir.
Lori Milroy, Kurdistan 24. This question is for Ron. You said in passing during your presentation that it was a travesty that the Kurds, America's long-term ally, were now dependent on Iran. So could you expand on that and explain how the dependence came about and what it entails?
Yeah, please, please.
So on the Kurds and dependency on Baghdad, on Iran, so what Kirkuk essentially meant for the Kurds was that right now they can't rely on the US as they have been. So in a way, it's shifted the way they've looked at how they conduct, let's say, their engagements with the rest of Iraq, where they just don't know whether America will be there for them once again if there is a similar crisis. But also they've now truly accepted to some degree, and for now, I would say temporarily, this could all change, that to get out of this situation that they have economically, where they are being economically suffocated, they are suffering politically as well, they do have to repair relations with Baghdad. However, they see them repairing relations with Baghdad and Baghdad being more comfortable with the Kurds in Baghdad as a way of reassuring Iran. That's essentially the approach right now that is being taken out of necessity. And this comes back again to my earlier point, where if things continue as they are, US-aligned, Western-aligned actors will continue to engage with their counterparts, their rivals, with Iraq, with the rest of the region, by way of a Iran-centric lens, which is precisely what Iran wants. Because although today we're talking about maybe a temporary dependency, although that just means more openings and channels with the Iranians, if this continues the way it is, 5 years from now, a few years from now, we're going to see greater Iranian investments in Iraqi Kurdistan. And then that could develop into something much more significant, where you have a more significant Iranian military infrastructure in Kurdistan itself. Do not rule these scenarios out. This of course, could be a number of years down the line, but that is where things could end up, in the way that Baghdad and the rest of Iraq ended up over the past decade, where it became increasingly aligned and pushed towards Iran.
Right.